ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, so let's proceed ahead. We pray that this meeting would be a very wonderful ending, getting us so many wonderful realizations from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this the PPT what I've shared. I think you are able to hear, able to see. So I will be speaking in mixed Hindi and English. तो अब तक हमने क्या डिस्कशन किया है, कुछ भी याद है आप लोगों को? कुछ भी याद है तो आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं। फिर भी मैं कुछ पिछले सेक्शन के बारे में कुछ रिकैप बोलूँगा। तो पिछले सेशन में हमने देखा था कि हाउ टू अप्रोच भगवद गीता। भगवद गीता बहुत ही फेमस किताब है। भगवद गीता इज वेरी वेरी फेमस बुक, रेड बाय ऑल टाइप्स ऑफ पीपल इरेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ एनी रिलीजन। किसी भी धर्म, जाति, संप्रदाय, देश, काल, सबसे परे सभी लोगों के द्वारा पढ़ी जाने वाली है भगवद गीता। और सभी लोग अलग अलग तरह के लोग अलग अलग तरीके से इसको पढ़ते हैं और उनको अलग अलग तरीकों का क्या मिलता है, उन्हें फ्रूट मिलता है, फिर फल मिलता है भगवद गीता से। तो एक ही व्यक्ति को लोग अलग अलग तरीके से पहचानते हैं ना। जैसे आपके पिताजी हैं, आपके पिताजी कहीं जॉब पे गए हुए हैं, है ना। जॉब पे गए हुए हैं तो वो आपके पिताजी हैं, लेकिन जॉब पे जब हैं तो वो किसी के बॉस होंगे, है कि नहीं। तो अन्य व्यक्ति उनको बॉस के रूप में देखता है। आपकी माँ उनको अपने हस्बैंड के रूप में देखती है, आप उनको पिताजी के रूप में देखते हैं। तो एक ही व्यक्ति को अलग अलग लोग अलग अलग तरीके से देखते हैं। उसी तरीके से भगवद गीता है। भगवद गीता इज द सोर्स ऑफ ऑल नॉलेज। तो डिफरेंट पीपल दे टेक अप भगवद गीता इन ए डिफरेंट स्पिरिट, बट व्हाट इज द बेस्ट वे ऑफ अप्रोचिंग भगवद गीता? दैट इज कॉल्ड डिवोशन, through devotion, because Bhagavad Gita means song of God, Bhagavan. And when it comes to Bhagavan, means the person who have Bhaga means opulences, and then comes Bhagavan and then the devotion, bhakti. Okay, so the Bhagavad Gita can be approached through bhakti only. So that's the best spirit of approaching Bhagavad Gita. हम लोग उसमें एक स्टोरी देखे थे, शायद याद होगा आप लोगों को, स्टोरी ऑफ साउथ इंडियन ब्राह्मण हु वाज नॉट नोइंग हाउ टू प्रोनाउंस संस्कृत। वो संस्कृत बोलना नहीं जानता है, फिर भी वो उसको भगवद गीता पढ़ने के लिए बोला गया है उसके गुरु के द्वारा। वो पढ़ने के लिए जाता है, वो पढ़ नहीं पाता है, सिर्फ उसकी आंखों से अश्रुपात होते हैं और सिर्फ वो आंखों से अश्रुपात करके रोता रहता है। तो श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु पूछते हैं, रो क्यों रहे हो, तुम तो पढ़ नहीं पाते। तो बोलता है कि मैं जब भगवद गीता खोलता हूँ वैसे ही कृष्ण और अर्जुन की जो छवि है मेरी आंखों के सामने आ जाती है, और उसमें मैं देख पाता हूँ कि कृष्ण पूरे ब्रह्मांड के नायक, पूरे अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड के पिता होने के बावजूद भी अपने एक सिंपल दोस्त के, अपने सिंपल एक भक्त के क्या बन गए हैं, वो सर्वेंट बन गए हैं। सो बाय सीइंग दिस आई could not stop crying. And also we saw the spirit of दुर्योधन and अर्जुन। दो व्यक्ति हैं, दुर्योधन और अर्जुन, दोनों फाइटर हैं, दोनों है ना बहुत बड़े बड़े फाइटर हैं। बट दुर्योधन का स्पिरिट अलग है, अर्जुन का स्पिरिट अलग है। सो दुर्योधन का स्पिरिट है टू एंजॉय द एनर्जी ऑफ गॉड विदाउट हैविंग एनी कनेक्शन विद गॉड। बट अर्जुन का कंसेप्शन है टू put Krishna or put God always in the center. So he is happy with God, and he understands that when God is there, then all his energies are also there, because everything is his energy. And there also we saw the two types of spirit: spirit of Ravan or spirit of Hanuman. Okay, so spirit of Ravan is what? That Ravan want to separate God and energy, his energy, and he want to enjoy God's energy separately. And spirit of Hanuman is what? Hanuman want to unite God's energy with God, and there his glories, his power, his opulence is there. I mean, that's the glorious opulence, glorious fame, and everything, right? So this is the right spirit to live in the world and to approach Srimad Bhagavad Gita also. So now today we are going to see requirements to understand Bhagavad Gita. There are so many people in the world have misrepresented Bhagavad Gita into different ways. Some people they say mythology, हाँ बहुत लोग बोलते हैं mythology है, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं अरे ये सब ऐसी कहानी पता नहीं, अभी कुछ शताब्दियों पहले इसको बनाया गया किसी के द्वारा। तो ऐसे ऐसे भ्रांतियां लोगों के द्वारा बनाई गई हैं, बना दी गई पिछले 200 सालों में। तो क्या क्या वो भ्रांतियां, उसके बारे में चर्चा करेंगे। सो नाउ लेट्स गो अहेड टू फर्दर स्लाइड्स, एंड आफ्टर दिस स्लाइड्स स्मॉल लिटिल क्विज इज आल्सो देयर फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस। तो कुछ लोग क्या बोलते हैं कि जो भगवद गीता है ना, ये सिंबॉलिक है। सिंबॉलिक मतलब कि ये एक्चुअली हुआ नहीं था, ऐसा कुछ महाभारत नाम का कुछ वार कुछ नहीं हुआ था, ये सब सिंबॉलिक है। लोगों को शिक्षा देने के लिए ऐसे उपन्यास की रचना की गई है महाभारत जैसे, और उसमें भगवद गीता दिया गया है। और उस भगवद गीता में क्या है? श्री कृष्ण है और अर्जुन है। कुरुक्षेत्र है ना, वो एक्चुअली एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है। कुरुक्षेत्र इज नथिंग लाइक एज सच कुरुक्षेत्र। और डिफरेंट जो कैरेक्टर्स है ना, जिसमें अर्जुन, युधिष्ठिर, भीष्म, दुर्योधन, ऑल आर नॉट रियल कैरेक्टर्स। ऐसा नहीं कि उन लोग हमेशा पहले थे कभी। तो इस तरीके से लोग बोलते हैं, उसको सिंबॉलिक होते हैं। कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि अर्जुन है ना, वो एक आदमी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, कृष्ण जो है ना वो बुद्धि को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, जो 5 घोड़े हैं ना, वो 5 घोड़े हमारी 5 इंद्रियाएं हैं। कुछ लोगों का मानना है, गलत मानना है। तो इस सिस्टम को समझाने के लिए एक एलेगोरिकल प्रेजेंटेशन भगवत गीता में दिया गया है। लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि कभी महाभारत हुआ, कभी लड़ाई हुई थी, ऐसी नहीं। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे फैक्ट्स अभी भी मौजूद हैं, ऐसे बहुत सारे फैक्ट अभी भी मौजूद हैं जिसमें प्रूफ कर दिया जा चुका है कि दिस वाज द हिस्ट्री। तो जितने भी पुराण हैं, जितने भी महाभारत है, महाभारत को तो एक हिस्ट्री की ही संज्ञा दी गई है। तो ये हिस्ट्री है ना, किसकी हिस्ट्री है? इसको कहा जाता है महाभारत। महाभारत मतलब हिस्ट्री ऑफ भारत, हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया। सो दिस इज अ ग्रेट हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया। तो महाभारत एक ऐसा कंपाइलेशन है कि दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा एपिक है। इसमें कितने श्लोक हैं? इसमें 1 लाख श्लोक हैं, 1 लाख श्लोक। और जो ड्रामेटिकल प्रेजेंटेशन बताया गया ना, वो अनमैचेबल है, अनमैचेबल। किसी भी उपन्यास में आज तक ऐसा नहीं लिखा गया। और अब तक ना जाने कितनी सारी फिल्में, कितने सारे उसके ये बनाए जा चुके हैं। जितनी बार बनाए जाते हैं उतने बार टॉप ऑफ द टॉप में वो क्या होता है, उसका ब्रॉडकास्टिंग होता है। सो दिस महाभारत इज नॉट सिंपली एलेगोरिकल प्रेजेंटेशन, लेकिन यह महाभारत एक इतिहास है जो कि भारतवर्ष में आज से 5000 साल पहले हुआ। कुरुक्षेत्र अभी भी मौजूद है। दिल्ली से 200 किलोमीटर अगर आप उत्तर दिशा में जाएंगे तो कुरुक्षेत्र अभी भी मौजूद है। उस 18 दिनों में कुल मिला के महाभारत में वर्णन है, युधिष्ठिर महाराज सभी लोगों की मृत्यु हो जाने के बाद जब धृतराष्ट्र से मिलने आते हैं, तो धृतराष्ट्र युधिष्ठिर से तो बहुत ही गुस्सा रहता है, बहुत ही कुपित रहता है, लेकिन फिर भी क्या करें, कृष्ण होने के कारण वो कुछ कर नहीं सकता, पांडवों को बाल भी बांका नहीं कर सकता है। तो उस समय पूछते हैं, युधिष्ठिर महाराज से पूछते हैं धृतराष्ट्र की, बताओ युधिष्ठिर कितने लोग मरे थे, कितने लोग मारे गए 18 दिन में? तो युधिष्ठिर महाराज बोलते हैं टोटल 1 अरब 70 करोड़ लोग मारे गए टोटल। He had the power to get this knowledge because he had the boon from sages. He could know that. A total somewhere around 40,000 लोग भाग गए, बस 40,000 लोग ही जो भाग गए, जो मैदान को छोड़ के चले गए, वो बच गए, और बाकी सभी ऑल वे डाइड। तो इतनी खून बही थी वहां पे, खून की नदियां बह रही थी, नदियां, और द सॉइल इज स्टिल रेड। उस पूरे के पूरे फील्ड का, कुरुक्षेत्र का जो भूमि है ना, अभी भी लाल है खून से। नीचे जब उधर जाता है तो अभी भी लाल दिखता है, और अभी भी कहीं कहीं पे कुछ कुछ जगहों पे रेडियो एक्टिव है ना, वो रेडियो एक्टिव कुछ सब्सटेंस पाए जाते हैं। तो बहुत सारे ऐसे ऐसे वेपन्स का यूज किया गया जो कि आजकल के वैज्ञानिकों को भी ये पता नहीं है। ऐसे ऐसे बड़े बड़े वेपन्स का यूज किया गया था उसमें। आजकल तो सारे वेपन्स हम लोग के लिए एक्सेसिबल नहीं है। उस समय मनुष्यों के पास ऐसा एप्टीट्यूड था कि वैसे वेपन्स का वो यूज कर पाते थे, लेकिन अभी हम लोग के पास वैसी शुद्धता नहीं है जिसके कारण हम लोग उस वेपन्स को हथिया सके। और अभी भी द्वारका के ऊपर एक आप यूट्यूब में डाल सकते हैं, द्वारका रिनोवेशन, या सॉरी आर्कियोलॉजिकल फाइंडिंग ऑफ द्वारका, आर्कियोलॉजिकल फाइंडिंग ऑफ ओल्ड द्वारका, कृष्णास द्वारका। आपको बहुत सारे ऐसे वीडियो मिलेंगे जिसमें एक आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट है, वो खोज करवाया है समुद्र के अंदर, द्वारका डूब चुकी है समुद्र के अंदर, अरब की खाड़ी में। तो कुछ 60 फीट डाउन they are able to see as it is mentioned in Mahabharat, exactly वैसा ही, as it is mentioned in हरिवंश पुराण, as it is mentioned in भागवत पुराण, exactly वैसा ही डिपिक्शन अभी भी है। अभी बड़े बड़े वॉल्स हैं, स्टोन वॉल्स अभी भी हैं समुद्र के अंदर में गड़े हुए हैं। तो ये रातों रात इस द्वारका का निर्माण किया गया था, पत्थर की द्वारका का, विश्वकर्मा के द्वारा, और पूरा का पूरा सिस्टम अभी भी मौजूद है। और ये महाभारत में भी वर्णन है कि कृष्ण के जाने के बाद भगवान श्री कृष्ण की शक्ति के द्वारा ही, जिस दिन भगवान श्री कृष्ण इस संसार से चले गए थे, उसी दिन द्वारका को पूर्ण रूप से समुद्र ने भर दिया था, प्लावित कर दिया था। सो एवरीथिंग वाज हैपनिंग बाय हिज प्लान, अकॉर्डिंग टू हिज प्लान। सो दैट्स द्वारका इज स्टिल देयर. So it's not some allegorical presentation. There are some people like that, they say it. So now let's go ahead to the next slide. So here you see, one should never twist the actual truth and try to pull out some allegorical meaning. So we have just discussed about this. Now let's go ahead. So how these such misinterpretations are so much devious and create so many different types of misconceptions, you know. So till now there are so many different editions of Bhagavad Gita available in the world, in the libraries of different universities. There are many editions of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita by Gandhi, Bhagavad Gita by Radha Krishnan, Bhagavad Gita by this doctor, this Bhagavad Gita by doctor that, Bhagavad Gita by, so there are n number of people. जिस किसी को थोड़ा सा समझ हो जाता है ना, थोड़ा सा फिलोसफिकल समझ हो जाता है, तो उठाते हैं फट से और भगवद गीता पकड़ते हैं, भगवद गीता अकॉर्डिंग टू फलाना, भगवद गीता अकॉर्डिंग टू फलाना. Why? They have little knowledge about the import of knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and they want to put their own knowledge into this so that their philosophy will get and their name will be sung. भगवद गीता के नाम से आप अपना मार्केटिंग कर सकते हैं. तो इस तरीके से बहुत सारे लोगों ने ऐसे ऐसे भगवद गीता को संस्करण निकाला. तो अब इस तक जब श्रील प्रभुपाद जी थे इस वर्ल्ड में, उस समय तक 700 भगवद गीता की एडिशंस थी, और इस तरीके से लोग पूर्ण रूप से विभ्रांत हो चुके थे कि पता नहीं क्या भगवद गीता में क्या बोला जा रहा है, किसी को समझ नहीं आ रहा. कोई कुछ बोल रहा है, कोई कुछ बोल रहा है. देयर इज नो कंक्लूजन. टिल द टाइम श्रील प्रभुपाद he published Bhagavad Gita as it is. So that's why Srila Prabhupada published Bhagavad Gita as it is. Bhagavad Gita not as according to Mahatma Gandhi, or as according to Radha Krishnan, as according to Gangadhar Tilak, as according to Nehru, as according to whoever it is. That's why Srila Prabhupada given Bhagavad Gita as it is. And since then this Bhagavad Gita as it is started being read throughout the whole world. And this Bhagavad Gita as it is now an authorized syllabus book in so many different universities because of its authentication. Because this is coming from disciplic succession, and every word is having such a great depth and such a heavy meaning, and everything is such a nice lucidly and in very simple transliteration and translation it has been presented by Srila Prabhupada. And since the time it published, there are lakhs of people who have transformed their life by reading this Bhagavad Gita. You believe it or not, in one of the case study, there was one devotee of Krishna. He was showing Bhagavad Gita to the people in general in West, and there was one person who has got into his car and he was very unhappy, very unhappy. I mean, he was just perfectly frustrated person. He just went inside the car, and by coincidence or something, that devotee came and he started showing him Bhagavad Gita. Hey, this book is for you, this book is for you. And that fellow is telling, you just come out from my way. I don't want to hear of anyone. Just come out, just let me go. Let me go. But he was showing from the glass, the transparent glass, that this book is for you. You should take it. Take this book. आपको ये book पढ़नी चाहिए. So somehow what happened to that person's the car person. He came out from the car. He took, what is this? What is this all about? Okay, I am anyway going to die. What he tells, I am anyway going to die. मैं मरने जा रहा हूँ. But let me see what is written there. And there he opens the one of the page, and there it's mentioned, you are not this body, you are soul, and soul never dies. And he immediately starts reading from there onwards, and he starts reading 2 page, 3 page, and after that he understands, oh my God, what I was going to do. And then he sits along with that devotee and he says, do you know where I was going to do, what I'm going to do? I was going to do, I was going to commit suicide. So he told that, but somehow this book saved me. So like this, there are many stories. There is another story, very much very much interesting story. Because time is less, I could not narrate that story. But since this Bhagavad Gita has come, Bhagavad Gita as it is, there are so many lives have changed. From dungeon of life, from sinful life, frustrated life, people have seen the light. So this Bhagavad Gita is called Bhagavad Gita as it is, and this is actually giving the perfect representation of Bhagavad Gita as Krishna told to Arjuna. And there are so many people who came somewhere around 17th century, like this person Max Muller. He was an Indologist, Hindu myth, and he coined a term mythology. So for Hindus, Gita's, Ramayana, Mahabharata was never a mythology. Mythology मतलब क्या होता है? Like, I want to know from you, what do you mean by mythology? Okay, just have little bit of question and session. Okay, what do you feel? What do you know about mythology? अगर कोई बोलता है mythology मतलब क्या होता है, आपको क्या, आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है, बताइए. चैट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं. You can write on the chat box. What do you know? What do you feel like? What do you mean by this? What's called mythology? Yes. Working process. Mythology means what? Working process. Somebody is writing, Puranjay writing, full of myth and imaginary stories. I don't know the meaning of mythology, Prabhu. Okay, no problem. Okay, so Puranjay Banerjee is telling something closer. Amia is telling imaginary stories. Some more of you. Please write down anything you feel like. तो मिथ मतलब होता है मिथ्या, लॉजी मतलब होता है मिथ्या का साइंस. Very old story. Okay, Anurag is telling that's what people everybody of, like most of the Indians, they believe this. Very old stories and beliefs, that's called mythology. लेकिन मिथोलॉजी का मीनिंग एक्चुअली क्या होता है? मिथ्या है, ये झूठ है, झूठ कहानियां है. लेकिन हम लोग इंडियंस ऐसे हैं कि लोग बोलते हैं कि ये झूठी कहानियां, लेकिन हम इसे सच समझते हैं. लोग बोलते हैं कि देवी देवता नहीं होते. लोगों ने इतना ब्रेन वॉशिंग किया भारतीयों का क्योंकि वो बोला कि अरे देवी देवता की पूजा क्यों करते हो तुम लोग, ये सब मूर्ति पूजा है, ये सब पाखंड है। और तो उसका ये सब पढ़ के जाते हैं, ये सब सब कुछ पढ़ के जाते हैं, क्योंकि उनके टेक्स्ट बुक में सब लिखा हुआ है। सब लोग अभी सरकार अभी तक वही पढ़ा रही थी। और फिर जाके सरस्वती माता को पूजा करते हैं, सरस्वती माता को बोलते हैं माता मैंने कुछ पढ़ा नहीं, मुझे इस बार पास करा दो, इस बार पास करवा दो। और पास किस कौन से सब्जेक्ट में करना है, जिसमें यह बताया जा रहा है कि देर इज नो गॉड। So this is the glory of Indian people. But actually, early Indologists, specifically this Max Muller and his some few followers, they came to impress upon we Indians Christianity. Okay, so they came to impress upon us how Christianity is better, and they opened so many different missionary schools, and they are systematically planned to teach us how we are some type of aborigines, some type of uncivilized society, uncivilized race। और कैसे हम लोग है ना, ये सब अंधविश्वास है, सब मिथोलॉजी है, धीरे धीरे इसको मतलब बताया गया, लोगों को बताया गया। तो इस तरीके से बहुत सारे लोग है ना इस तरीके से समझे। और नाउ Indians had got the abhorrence, Indians got the hatred for his own culture, and behind this a very systematic planning is there by uh, people who actually not from India and having no origin in India. So this was a letter by Dr. This Max Muller in 1876. He writes, Max Muller wrote to a friend, India is much riper for Christianity than Rome or Greece were at the time of St. Paul. He added that he would not like to go to India as a missionary because that would make him dependent on the government. His preference was this: I should like to live for 10 years quietly and learn the language. Can you imagine this person, this German Max Muller, this fellow learned Sanskrit for 10 years. 10 साल तक संस्कृत किस लिए पढ़ा? कि वो हमारी स्क्रिप्चर्स को वो किसी तरीके से इधर से तोड़ मरोड़ के हमें प्रस्तुत करेगा। एंड what he tells that he quietly learned a language, try to make friends, then see whether I was fit to take part in work, by means of which the old mischief of Indian priestcraft could be overthrown and the way opened for the entrance of simple Christian teachings. Thus, Indologists portrayed all the Vedic literatures as mythology to promote Christianity. So, this is the fact actually. So, and there are a number of people who came, but fact is fact, they could not decode Vedanta Sutra, they could not decode Bhagavad Gita in true sense, they could not decode Srimad Bhagavatam. They took Rig Veda and they given such a devious type of, such a obnoxious types of interpretation to demean our culture. But somehow or other they got tricked. But still, the effect is still there in the Indian people, that they started thinking that our culture is lower than the British ones or the US ones, or so they were knowing that their culture is inferior, but somehow or other, to make Indians into Christian belief, to rule over Indians, they had such a wonderful planning, and they hatched that planning, and they were quite successful. So here, what is written Agama? What is the meaning of Agama? Srila Prabhupada writes Agama, which coming from higher plane, not manufactured here. Agama Purana, and Purana means the old history of the world. Purana means some of the modern scholars they take everything as mythology, imagination. That's not a fact. These are the real histories. Purana. Purana means very old history. Old history. Purana. Nitya Shasato Ayam Purano. In Hindi, it is called Puran. Puran means old. The Purana means the old history, not only of this world, but of the whole universe. So history doesn't mean some 500, 600 years before. Indian students used to read history means what? Okay, this many years Britishers they rule, this many years Mughal rule, Aurangzeb, Akbar, Jahangir, Shahjahan, and so on and so forth. And after that, history over. So they don't know anything about the history. Just 1,000, 2,000, hardly they go, and after that they say, after that comes prehistorical age. You know, they have termed that time, like after 2000 years, before 2000 years, like prehistorical age. So how anybody can term them like that? There is a history, a systematic history, the great history of whole universe mentioned in Puranas. So they are blind about that, and they are they're coining it to be like prehistorical age and Puranic age and mythological age. And we Indians are also, oh my God, such a wonderful word, prehistorical age. Wow. And history is once. This is what the history. But hopefully things should change slowly, slowly. People should understand what is the history of the universe in a true sense. It is important to know that Ramayana and Mahabharata are real histories that took place and were carefully recorded. And the Bhagavad Gita, which forms a part of Mahabharata, also is a historical event that took place at Jyotisar Kurukshetra, which is worshipped by millions. So now let's see, do not miss the goal of Bhagavad Gita. The goal of Bhagavad Gita is mentioned here. The word, in modern times, people from Gita societies holds meetings, and in that meeting they won't keep any photo of Krishna. They keep a light. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada, once he went to a Gita society, they had a Gita conference, and in that Gita conference, so many people had arrived to talk from Gita, and there was not even a single photo of Krishna who is a speaker of Gita. And he told, whatever Gita conference you have kept, that there is not even a single photo of Krishna who is a speaker of Bhagavad Gita. And if you go to any political assembly, you find simple human beings like Nehru, Gandhi. They have so many flaws, and their photos are there. लेकिन यहाँ पे गीता के ऊपर कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हो, यहाँ पे कृष्ण का एक फोटो नहीं, एक लाइट लगा के रखे हो बस, एक छोटा सा. So the goal of Bhagavad Gita is given in Bhagavad Gita 18.66, that Lord Sri Krishna is ordering Arjuna to surrender to him alone completely by surpassing all other lower platforms of good work and religious formularies. Lord promises Arjun that he will vanquish all his sinful reactions and deliver him from this world of birth and death. If someone does not come to this conclusion and goal after reading Bhagavad Gita, they have missed the essential point of Bhagavad Gita. So there are so many people that say reading Bhagavad Gita means do some social work, social service, feed some dogs, do some social work, do some cleaning. Okay, those things are good, but those things are not ultimate things. So that we must understand. Ultimate thing is that how to connect people of this world to the Supreme Godhead. Like, we can do so many things here in this world. We can help the poor people. We can give some donation to someone, but those things are never going to really satisfy their needs, because this place is by default made in a way that people are going to suffer anyway. No matter how much facility you will give, the people will turn to you and they will kill you. So this is the situation people are able to see here. But what is the ultimate benefit we can do is connecting to the people, to the Supreme Godhead, and after that they will automatically be happy. Because if a small little, this example we have seen in the previous session also, that if a small little boy is crying because he has lost his father's contact, so if somebody comes and give him, oh, you are crying, please take some toffee, please take some kambal, please take some this, please take some that. So maybe for momentarily he will feel okay, little toffee, let's have some toffee. थोड़े समय के लिए उसको थोड़ा सा लगेगा कि हाँ, that's okay, but he can never be happy unless he gets connected with his father. So बोला जाता है कि you cannot make by default imperfect place to be a perfect place. You cannot make it. This is impossible. So if someone puts Krishna aside, considering him to be an ordinary person, and thinks that the goal of Bhagavad Gita is to do social service, to become patriot of a nation, to become a good person who doesn't harm others, to become a Sanskrit scholar, is very unfortunate. So now it's activity time, and the last section of today's discussion gets ready. Okay, so the first question to all of you: choose the right answer and put a dark dot or a tick inside those boxes. The first question: modern scientists, based on research on excavation excavation have proved that a personality called Sri Krishna existed 5,000 years ago, and that well-developed city Dwarka also existed. The exhibits of such excavations can be seen today in the museums at Kurukshetra and Dwarka. This proves that option 1, Bhagavad Gita is real, Bhagavad Gita is symbolic, Bhagavad Gita is real, not symbolic, Bhagavad Gita is symbolic, not real. Okay, so which option is correct? It's upon you. Yes. What you feel could be the correct answer? Rishabh is Puranjay writing C, Rishabh writing 1, Vishal is writing A. Vishal is writing A. And more of you, Sachin is writing A. Yes. Some more, some more, some more. 1 and 3. Okay. If we see, if we say 3, means automatically 1 is also there, right? So Bhagavad Gita is real. It's not symbolic. Okay. So this is the answer. Vishal Sai is writing as 3. Okay. So third is the right answer. Okay, thank you so much. So one should never twist the actual truth. Try to pull out some allegorical meaning. Okay. So the options are here down. One should never twist the actual truth and pull out some allegorical meaning. Mundane commentators speculate that Kurukshetra is a body and Pandavas are the 5 senses. So hundreds of interpretations of Gita by authors with no devotion but only mental speculation. Speculative commentaries lying in libraries with no practical value or application in life. Misinterpretations have no potential to invoke the dormant devotion in the heart of living beings towards Sri Krishna. Okay, so which one is the actual truth which has been interpreted here? Okay, right? Please put your answer. I see some of the answer out here. Okay. Vishal, is this answer pertaining this question or yeah? Okay. Option A. Yes. More of you. Option D. Rishabh telling option D. Puranjay saying option A, B, C. Okay. So more options. Anurag is saying C. More options. A, B, C, D. All are the answers. Okay. All are the answers. Okay. So these all things should not be misinterpreted. Okay. The word Hindu mythology was coined by Indologists. For what? First, to promote Christianity. Second, to enlighten the Hindus about their own Puranas. Third, so that Indian priestcraft could be overthrown. Fourth, to divert the sincere Vedic followers away from their own religion to Christianity. Which option is correct? Yes. Which option is correct? Wow. Puranjay writing D. Anurag writing C. Puranjay writing A, B, C. Wow. Peek. A, B, C, D. All are correct. All are correct. Okay. So now let's go to the next question. If there is one. Okay, next question. Agama Puran means what? Agama Puran means what? First option, coming from old times and the result of researches and manufacture of wise people, which is coming from higher plane, not manufactured here. Third option, the old and real history of not only this world but of the whole universe. Hindu mythology or imagination in the form of stories. Which option is correct? And if you are telling some option is correct, you need to tell also that why that is correct. Okay. So here I see some of the options here. Okay. B, A, B, B. Okay. So there are multiple options correct. Agama Purana means Agama Purana, there are multiple answers correct. Coming from old times, this is incorrect. It's not from old times. Result of researches and manufacture of wise people. These are all revealed knowledge. These are not research and manufactured knowledge. Okay. So second option is correct. B is correct, which is coming from higher plane. That's correct. Not manufactured here. Then C option, the old and real history of not only this world but of the whole universe. So B is correct, C is correct, and D is correct or not? D is also incorrect because this is not mythology. This is not mithya. This is not something some story, some mental speculative story. So this is not myth. This is not myth. So this is not mythology. Okay. So here it gets over. Bhagavad Gita forms a part of. Now, such a simple question to all of you. Now, please answer this. Bhagavad Gita forms a part of Ramayana and is a conversation between Krishna and Arjun, Mahabharata, and is a real conversation between Krishna and Arjun, a historical event that took place at Jyotishwar Kurukshetra, where even today there is a station, a recorded real history of the greater India Mahabharata. Okay, which option is correct? There are more than one answers correct. Okay, make sure you give a. Okay, Sachin is saying B, Puranjay is saying B, D, Rishabh is saying B and D. Okay, none of them are still correct. I mean, you are partially correct, but I didn't get the full answer. Okay, Vishal is saying B, D. But what is the problem with the C, man? It is a historical event that took place at Jyotishwar Kurukshetra, where even today there is a station. This is a historical event. That's true. So B, C, D both are all three are correct. Okay. So now let's go ahead to the next question. The goal of Bhagavad Gita is what? Okay, the goal of Bhagavad Gita is what? To teach us how to surrender and worship Sri Krishna, the central point of main subject of Gita, to develop the broad vision of impersonal light, to attain the state of tranquility, to become patriots of nation and render social service for the welfare of all, and D, to become a Sanskrit scholar of the highest degree. Which option is correct? Ami is writing A. Puranjay is also writing A. I don't know what about other of our friends. Quick, 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 quick. I think this would be a last question. Yes, yes. The goal of Bhagavad Gita is only A is correct. Only A is correct. Okay. So these things we'll be discussing in the next day. So for now, we are going to have mantra meditation session. If you are ready to go ahead with me for a mantra meditation session for today's evening, please write in the chat box ready. Okay. So maybe some of our friends. Okay. So if you are ready, then please write in the chat box ready. We'll have chant 108 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra today. And I request Indranil Bhaiya, if you are there, please share the mantra also so that we could have help from that mantra sheet. We can chant Panchatattva Pranamantra first, then we shall chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay, so hopefully all of you are ready. Okay, let's go. Let's go. So I'll chant Panchatattva Pranamantra. You can also screen share. Okay, sorry. Now you can share screen. I just enable it. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा. Okay. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण